Good morning, everybody, and this is your DAX day trade setups for today. So just starting off on the daily, just something I spotted this morning, and we do have sort of three red bars in a day now, in a row now, sorry, and we are kind of in this big area of support. And you can see there's a swing high, and just look at what's been happening here. So be very cautious about this 15,718 area. However, we do have a crossover of the moving averages. We are stuck between the 150 EMA and the faster moving averages, but nevertheless, we do have a crossover here of the oscillator. So this is looking more and more like another leg down on the daily. It's going to be tough. We've got moving averages here, and you'll probably find, you're going to find the 200 moving averages in this area as well. So there's a whole lot of long-term moving averages that are here on the daily. So it's going to be tough to break through that. But if it does break through that, then these gaps to the downside are very much on offer. Okay, so when we look at the chart from what we want to be doing, following our strategy, if you look at the 8-hour, we have diversions, firstly. So you can see there's a swing low. We've formed a higher low at the moment. Big inside bar, and then this morning's a bit of a chaotic move. Oscillators have separated. One of them has starting to turn, the other one not yet. And moving averages, nothing really there apart from the fact that we are below the 150 EMA. Now, as you start drilling to the lower time frames, you're going to see the trend is down. There's confirmation of the trend down there. And we can just put that level in and pick it up on the hour, and see how the buyers came in off this area. And that's 15,718, and that is the key to all of this. And you can see week before last we did get below it, but battled to maintain below it. We only rejected it there, and wasn't really any follow through. So take it with a pinch of salt. Big gap here as well, which is a big magnet, which I suspect is what we are aiming to close. I'm not so sure we're going to be looking to move off that. Sorry, that's not going to work. There we go. Okay, so at the moment, you can see yesterday's big tweezer bottom here on the hour off the major level, which is a monthly and weekly level at 15,718, and then not a really clean rejection higher up. You can see I'm picking up the only levels that are close by, and we're not getting anything, but you'll probably find something lower down, to be honest. Not really. Another one of those interesting setups. Yeah, nothing really there. So you can see that was a messy rejection. You had the rejections there, and then an attempt higher, and then moving down. But this was the confusion of the US market that settled in as well. So as you can see, it's the afternoon session. What was that? 12:30, 1:00, 2:30, 2:30 my time. This time down here is GMT. So it's 2:30 my time. It's an hour before the US markets opened. And you saw a similar kind of price action on the US markets. So for me, very, very cautious, to be honest. I don't really want to be caught in this chaos. And this was a fairly strong move up in the European session. So you can see there's already gaps forming to the downside. All the gaps to the upside have been closed. So you just come back to the hour. You've got a confirmed downtrend, but you've got a massive area of support here. So but it is down until it's not. So if we're going to follow the trend, we need to be looking at, so it's going to get really messy. I'll bring that one down rather. So those are the levels that I'd be paying attention to. So this gap definitely is something. So that's 15,761. We could retest this area at 15,776. But if you see this kind of price action with all these tails, the top and tails the bottom, I'd just leave it alone. I wouldn't even bother with it. And you can see that was a fairly decent rejection off a swing low. If we put that level in, you can see there's a low from the previous day. You dropped below it, didn't quite hit it here for rejection, fell away, came back, and then rejected with a juicy pin bar. Look how that failed. So if you jumped in underneath that pin bar, which is what I think a lot of people did on this bar, they would have been stopped, because there's the stop, and then it went up a little bit higher just to piss everybody off, and then dropped again. So basically what you're seeing here is your big institutions that are just hunting the retail traders' stop losses. That's basically what it boils down to. Because there's no real direction and nobody really knows what's going on, obviously retail traders will be sticking to their strategies, and that to me is a fairly well-defined strategy. I mean, I use it myself, and the only reason why you'd get that failing is buyers coming in at the bottom of that, trying to trap all the people that are short, and then getting in short higher up. And I'm not sure why at that level. Don't even know if there's a round number up here. Let's just double check that. 15834. No round number. So anyway, no real level. There's levels close in that area, but no real level at this space. So I'm very cautious at the moment. If you do get in, I'd be in with very, very, very small positions. If it does get going, you can always add, but I'm not really willing to risk more than 1% of capital at the moment on a trade, and even that's a bit much. I think 0.5% is probably what you should be risking, and keep those stops really, really tight. I'm not confident with a short. You've got too much. You've got the strong area of support to the downside. If this gives way, different story. Then you're looking for shorts all the way. But the way it's going at the moment, it is trending down. So wait for the pullbacks. Draw your levels in. Wait for price action. I mean, there's a price action this morning. There's a nice big engulfing bar. So if you look at that, that would already be in the money a bit. 23 point stop loss, 15 point gain, and if you got in right there, you could move your stop to entry, because that's the next level that's broken through. But yeah, the way it's been moving, I mean, if you just look at yesterday's price action, anything's possible right now. So I'm really cautious. I think leaning more towards just sitting back and watching this. Trend is down, but I need to get through this big level of support before I believe it. I think at the moment this is more than likely just a move back into this area of chaos. And if you just zoom out to the 8th hour, you see what I mean. See all the levels we've drawn. Look at this area of chaos. If you just go back to the left, look at this. That is a really strong area. I don't expect us to just punch through that with no catalyst. And at the moment, there is no catalyst on offer. Okay, so anyway, that's kind of my view at the moment. I think I'm going to be sitting on the side of the DAX. Just let this play out, and then we'll figure it out later on. If for any longs, I'd need draw the trend lines in. As soon as it starts breaking trend lines, then I'd start looking at longs on the lower time frame. But same scenario, very low risk, risk as little capital as possible, and tight stop losses. As soon as it gets going, get your stop loss up into an area that makes sense. Okay, anyway, that's it for me today. I hope it helps, and we will catch up with you tomorrow. Cheers for now.